Okay.
Still, I'm not visible.
And now,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is visible now. Jaishankar,
I
look
can
at the
see now.
camera, please.
Yeah,
Jaishankar, look at the camera. I need to take a screenshot.
yeah.
Okay. Viswa and Ashraf have taken the screenshot. You can please proceed with the interview. Thank you.
Before moving, can you just give an overview or something? You want to speak something?
that's all right, Shaful. I'll talk to him over the end. You can go ahead.
Okay, sure, sure. So yeah, Jasinkar, just could you just brief me about yourself, your
Yeah.
overall experience, your technical stack?
Yeah. So I started my career as a PHP developer. After 2 years, I moved to Java, and I from the last 6 years, I'm working with the Java, Spring Boot, and Microservices, Spring Cloud for front-end technology. Technology in the last company, I worked on the React.js. So in the DevOps tool, I worked on the Docker, Kubernetes, and Jenkins, Circle CI, and also worked on the Git and Jira. And for the domain part, I worked on the education domain and e-commerce domain, movie booking platform. So in the current company, I'm working on the movie booking platform. We have a multiple payment gateway integration and multiple third-party integration like JustPay, Paytm, PhonePe, MobiQuick, Quicksilver for the gift card, and MovieWorth, and multiple integration is there. So the roles and responsibility currently I have is like I have to communicate with the client for the requirement gathering, and we are taking the task as a sprint for 4 week, and we need to do development and uh, um, testing with front end development and QA testing till live process. So I'm working with the 8 teams, and I have to distribute the task based on their requirement.
Okay. Uh, so basically, you worked on the front end side or back end side, or how is the
In the
allocation?
Yeah, so in the previous company, I worked on the front end and back end also, but in the current company, I'm working on the front back end only, and yeah.
So you in the front end side, do you have basic? I mean, have you worked on like any front end technology like Angular, Node.js,
React,
React?
React, I worked on.
Okay. So how the React like what is the difference between the React DOM and the other DOM in Angular or other DOMs?
Real DOM and virtual DOM, right?
Yes.
DOM is like a normal web page which is having all those means all those rendering things like all the JavaScript and HTML part. So virtual DOM is like a copy of means it's like communicating with the real DOM, and React is using real, virtual DOM. So when the difference is like when virtual DOM is, means you want to update some component inside the communicating, means when anything is getting updated inside through the React. So only those things, means suppose you are updating list of the user, in that case only those thing is going to be update instead of whole DOM to be means updated. So it will hasten your updation of the your UI, because all those things is not re-rendering, only the updated, means updated thing is going to be re-rendered on the screen.
Okay. Okay. Apart from React, any Angular or Node.js experience?
No.
In Java, how many years you have worked on?
6 year.
Okay. Okay. Which version of Java you have used?
8.
Java 8. Okay. Can you name some features of Java 8 which you have
Yeah,
used?
stream API, lambda expression, functional interface, default method, datetime API.
Okay. Can you name some inbuilt functional interfaces in Java?
Predicate. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, predicate. We are using
Oh,
predicate inside the intermediate operation like filter. When you are using filter, you can use predicate to or lambda expression there.
okay. Okay. So in streams, what all terminal operation and intermediate operation you have used?
So basically we are using in the terminal experience like count, max, collect, and for each and like max you can use, and this type of terminal operation. And in the intermediate operation, you can use filter, map, flat map, uh, and this type of operation we are using in intermediate basically operation.
Okay. So I have given one problem kind of thing in
Hmm.
the chat. Can you have a look on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this list, this is the array of numbers. In this
Hmm.
list, I want the square of all the even numbers having their squared. I mean, like 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square plus 9 square.
Hmm. So
So
all
can
even
you
number,
actually finish?
sorry, all odd number you want to square.
Yes, and get the sum.
Get the sum of all number means you don't want you want sum of all odd number, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Uh, uh, I okay. I think you have done, Jashankar. That is okay. You need to use reduce here. Then you need to pass the sum and reduce. Starting numbers would be 0.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you can pass the lambda, or you can use method references as well. Okay. Okay. Fine. You can unshare your screen now. I got your thing. Okay. So apart from these streams or functional interfaces, lambda, any other enhancement of Java 8 which you have touched or you know about it?
Date time API has been default method also introduced, and date time API also introduced, where we can use local date and you can do your calendar operation. It is now very more convenient than previous versions, and
Okay.
we have
So
used default method also.
okay. So this default method in interfaces, which is introduced in Java 8, you are right. But what exactly does which pain point it addresses?
So basically, if any interface having multiple implementation from multiple classes, so when you want to introduce new function, so in that cases, what you have to do that you have to implement in all those classes which are implementing the particular interface. So overcome with these cases, we have means in Java 8 we have a default method, so that only the class which need that particular method, only that will be going to be implement. It will not give error to other classes if default you implement as a default.
Okay. So um, can you tell me how can you make a class as immutable?
Yeah. So making class, you have to remove setter method um, uh, and only constructor you need to create, or getter method you can create. So after doing that, your class will be immutable.
Okay. Mm, have you worked on any of the Spring? Is Java like framework, Spring
Spring
framework
Boot.
or Spring Boot? Spring Boot you have worked.
Hmm.
Okay. What exactly Spring Boot does? Why we need it?
Actually, there is multiple dependency when you are working with the Spring other framework. There are multiple dependency you need to add, and for the checking the services like actuator do in the Spring Boot, all those services we need to configure, and all those configuration. Apart from configuration, there are multiple things like health checking and um, means deployment ready application that are for doing those things. The developer has to do a lot of work. So for the reducing those things, we are into Spring Boot is being introduced. So all those things are done, which is done by developer manually. All those things has been removed. It will provide you a production ready feature application. The developer only need to be focused on the business logics and all those things. They don't need to put effort on the configuration part.
Okay. Have you used Spring Data JPA?
Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly is Spring Data JPA? What is JPA and what is Hibernate?
So JPA is means Hibernate is giving some extra enriched feature apart from the what JPA does. So Java Persistent API means like it provide you, it's a ORM tool which provide you to ability to communicate with your database, and all those API like all those operation, like you want to find some data, or you want to get data, you want to save data, that only that all those things you want to you have to perform through the JPA, all those features. And Hibernate comes with a lot of extra enrichment feature like criteria and EQ operation, and a lot of operation, a lot of method has been introduced in the Hibernate also.
Some annotation in Spring Boot.
Yeah, like REST controller, or at the rate component, or at the rate service, at the rate repository, and at the rate entity, at the rate table, at the rate autowire, like that.
Okay. So in a Spring Boot, by default, it will generate, I mean, it's a WAR file and that is going to be run on embedded Tomcat.
Hmm.
So how can you make in real projects, you are supposed to create a WAR, not
Hmm.
a jar,
Hmm.
and that WAR should be deployable to the external Tomcat, not the embedded one.
Hmm.
So how you are going to achieve this?
That you want at the time of creation of the project, you have to select var file you want to generate, and you while building the data, means while building the application, you use maven run, maven clean install. The var file will automatically getting created, and then from there you can copy the var file, and you can deploy on the Tomcat.
Okay, fine. So have you worked on Swagger
Yeah.
for API documentation?
Hmm.
Okay. How can you what you need
That,
to configure for Swagger?
that's only you need to add dependency on the pom.xml, and one configuration file you need to create for the Swagger. It will be automatically getting generated. All those API and documentation will be created. It's a simple configuration file only you need to write.
Okay. So what you are supposed to write in that configuration file?
Uh, at the rate, you can annotate this as at the rate configuration. One or two time I have generated that uh, um, in
Can you name some starters in Spring Boot?
yeah, Spring starter.
Okay. Okay. So why we are adding these starters? What value they are adding in your development?
So
Okay. Have you worked on any integration with the Java application with JDBC or ODBC?
no, JDBC. I worked on the MySQL and MS SQL communication with the JPA and Hibernate only.
No, I mean to say that how your application is communicating to the database.
Yeah, it's a MySQL connector dependency is there. You need to add in application.property. You need to add all those functionality like database URL, user ID, password, and MySQL dialect. You have to add, and you configure already configure JPA for the communication with the CRUD DAO. So all those. Are providing connection with the database.
Have you worked on any any testing framework like JUnit or
JUnit,
Makito?
Mojito, I have used. So basically, for the testing of the application, means a small unit, we can create the at the rate test means controller or service, and you can test your application using injecting all those classes. Like suppose if you are testing any REST controller like employee controller, then you can inject you can use at the rate inject mock employee controller, and all those database, or you want to mock, like suppose in the testing format you don't want to uh, interact with the database, only you want to mock that. So for that you need to use at the rate mock or with that particular repository, and it will mock that your data, and it can test your application. For the mocking, you have to also provide them default data to be checked on.
Okay. Any batch scripting knowledge you have, or you, any, I mean, Unix commands, Linux commands to view the logs?
Logs, yeah.
Okay. Any security framework you have worked on, like OAuth or
Spring
Okta?
Spring Security
Okay.
I worked on and JW token I worked on.
So can you tell me the flow of security, Spring Security Framework? I mean,
So
when we
yeah,
okay. Have you worked on Git?
yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me the Git flow, complete Git flow?
For Git flow, we have to create some like add and add URL and commit in that, and we have to push the data. And suppose you are creating some branch, you want to git minus b, we git commit minus m and git push minus b and branch name. So new branch will be created, and suppose you are pulling data or fetching data, you can use command like git pull minus b and branch name. And for pushing data or merging some data, you suppose you are in master branch or dev branch, and you want to merge, get the data, all those data which is in the master branch. So git pull minus b master, all those data will be pulled to your dev branch, and you can do development. Once it will be put, you can merge inside the other branch.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between Git pull and Git merge? Yes, Git pull and Git fetch.
So it will fetch all the git fetch will fetch all branches data in your means. Suppose you are working with the some branch, and you use command git fetch, so all branches data will be fetched, and your code will be like updated. You can move on any branch, all those branches is getting available. So in the case of the pull, only particular branch will be get you particular branch code will be get from the remote.
Okay. So one will give the code of all the branches, other will give the code of only one branch. That's what you are saying, right? Okay. Can you tell me what is JPA and Hibernate difference? Why we go with JPA? Why not ORM? Why not Hibernate? One last question, Jaishankar. Can you tell me how can you make one-to-many mapping in using Hibernate?
Yeah, so for one-to-many mapping, you can suppose you have a employee and you have a multiple address of the employee. So you can write like you can annotate like in employee table you have an address, and at the rate one-to-many, and mapped by the column which is means in the address table. You have to mention that this column is this name many to one, and name of the ID is like employee ID, and in the employee table you have to you have to write mapped by employee E. So would be mentioned in the employee table. It will map all those.
Um, okay, okay. Okay, Jessica, I'm done. So I have nothing to ask now. So Vishwa, can you?
Yeah,
Okay. Shall I leave?
yeah, you can leave, Shakul.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Jaishankar. Good evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. Just looking. Okay, so you have what is your total work experience, Jaishankar?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, and relevant experience in terms of Java full stack.
6 years.
6 years. And in those 6 years, how many years you have worked on front end and how many years
two
you have worked on
years
back end?
2 years in
2 years.
front end, back end both, and
Okay,
remaining is only back end. So
remaining is only back end.
in the last company I worked on the React and Java both, and after
Okay,
that I moved to back end.
okay. Your last company is Orange Mantra, right? Your
No,
current
no.
company, which is
Current
Orange Mantra.
company I'm working on the back end only.
Okay, that is Orange Mantra, right?
Right.
Okay. What is your notice period? Yeah,
Actually, I'm serving notice period, and 30 September is last working day.
30th September is last working day.
Right.
Okay. So you have any other offers with you right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so may I ask with whom you have the offers and what is your offer?
Actually, offer I can say, but name I don't want to disclose. So offer
Okay,
amount is 26 lakhs, and another offer in like pipeline also. So which is on 27 lakh. So means it will come. HR round has been done. Uh, Waiting for the offer 27 lakhs.
okay. So what is your current CTC?
18.
18 lakhs. So 18 lakhs to 27, you're almost asking more than 50% increment, is it?
Yeah.
Is your I mean, is your CTC negotiable, or you are strict on 27 lakhs?
Yeah, because I have 26 now already.
So is it what kind of company is it? Is it like a
It is
tier,
MNC,
tier one, tier
MNC,
two?
MNC, MNC.
Okay, then it's okay. So we need to have a client interview. So I can push your profile to the client. But from what I see, I don't. You will have an interview tomorrow, and Monday happens to be a holiday here. So most likely we can only schedule sometime Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Will you be available till then, or you will join your new concern before that?
I will join 5th
You
of
will
October.
join your new concern on 5th of October. Okay.
Right.
So if we need to give you an offer, we need to give you before that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see when can I schedule a technical interview with the client actually. You'll be flexible between now and the 5th, right? If he call you for any time, you'll be able to attend the client interview.
Anytime not like I have another interview also already scheduled. So I am available in the first half every time, but in the second half there may be possibility that I would have some interview like already for the tomorrow we have three or four interviews there, and day after tomorrow one interview has been already scheduled, and in 30 means 31 not it's 1st of October. 1st of October I have 2 or 3 interview like that. Some interview has been scheduled. So based
Okay,
on the
this one, see, since our client is an insurance client based out of US,
Mm.
the interview will happen only after 6 p.m.
Yeah,
Between
that's
6
that.
to 9.
After that, I'm flexible. There's no issue.
Okay, so anytime it will only happen after 6 p.m.
That's
Between 6 to 9, I can choose any slot, right?
yeah, yeah. You can choose that slot is free.
Okay, then I'll pass on your profile to the client, and based on their availability, I'll schedule a call. I understand you have till 5th. 5th you're joining there, so
Right,
effectively you need to decide by 4th. Okay,
right.
okay, okay. I got all I need. So I'll come back to you through Rashid. I'll try to schedule a client interview and see how it can be closed. Okay.
Oh, sure.